Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Prime Minister Modi had once said that Sabke Ram is a symbol of unity. Ram is called the Maryada Purushottam, meaning the best of men. Today, 500 years of Astha will be finally bearing fruit as Lord Ram is set to return to his rightful abode. Unfortunately, there is Rajniti being played over Ram. Let's take you back in time to put into context. It all began in 1989 when the locks of the Babri or the disputed structure were opened under Rajiv Gandhi's regime. Later in 1989, Rajiv Gandhi sought votes in the name of Ram in this very temple town. Decades later, in 2016, Rahul Gandhi too campaigned here ahead of UP polls. And in 2019, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra too prayed at the Hanuman Gadi temple in Ayodhya. Rahul Gandhi later went on to say that Ram is the manifestation of the best human qualities. Ram is justice. He can never appear in injustice. Today, Sonia Gandhi has been extended an invite for the consecration ceremony of Ram Mandir on the 22nd of January. But interestingly, she and her generals are yet to confirm her attendance. BJP now alleges that Ram Bhakti has become only a poll prop for generations of Gandhis. The fact that Modi government has made a big statement of intent, that is a mandir for one and all, the Ram Mandir Trust has also sent out invitations to Dr. Manmohan Singh, Mallikarjun Kharge, Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury, Arvind, Kejriwal, Mamta Banerjee, Sitaram Yechuri, among others. The BJP says it's time to shed the past colonial mindset that delayed the construction of the Ram Mandir and embrace our own culture. Listen in.
हमारा इतिहास है, जो मोदी जी कहते हैं वो करते हैं। मान्यवर हमने कहा था कि हम अयोध्या में राम मंदिर बनाएंगे, हमने संकल्प लिया। कहते थे कांग्रेस के अध्यक्ष उस वक्त कहते थे कि मंदिर वहीं बनाएंगे मगर तारीख नहीं बताएंगे। 22 तारीख को प्राण प्रतिष्ठा है, पूरा देश जाने और ये वादा भी मोदी जी ने पूरा कर दिया।
लेकिन भगवान श्री राम के मंदिर के पुनर्निर्माण के लिए जो 500 साल से प्रयास चल रहे थे और उसे राजनीतिक महत्वाकांक्षाओं के चलते हुए, मजबूरियों के चलते हुए जिस तरह से निरंतर रोकने के प्रयास किए गए थे, आज माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में, उनके मार्गदर्शन में राम मंदिर के निर्माण का मार्ग न केवल पुनः प्रशस्त हुआ है।
On the other hand, the opposition appears divided on the invite. While some say they have no apprehensions in attending the ceremony, others say their priority is to save democracy first and attend pujas later. The BJP, however, says that the Vipaksh has disowned Ram. Listen in to the war of words.
We are continuing to save democracy. There is time for puja and other things. For us, saving democracy is the most important thing.
जब ईश्वर एक है और निमंत्रण दिया है तो आना चाहिए उनको। मुझे लगता है कि कौन इसलिए नहीं कर रहे हैं या नहीं आए, उसके पीछे कारण ये होगा कि मुस्लिम वोटों की तुष्टीकरण करने के लिए जो सो कॉल्ड सेकुलर पार्टी अपने को कहती है, उस वोट बैंक से डरती है।
मुझे पूरा भरोसा है कि हम लोग इसको ये तो कोई किसी पार्टी का ट्रस्ट तो है नहीं, इसमें हमें जाने में क्या आपत्ति है। और सोनिया जी तो बहुत पॉजिटिव इस मामले में, निमंत्रण मिला है, या तो वो जाएंगी या डेलीगेशन हमारा जाएगा।
हिस्सा तो लेना चाहिए, जो कि मुझे नहीं लगता ये लोग लेंगे, क्योंकि लोगों ने तो प्रभु राम को तो नकारा ही, कभी स्वीकारा ही नहीं है। तो 65 साल इनका राज था, मंदिर बन गया होता। आएंगे तो नहीं, लेकिन हमारे मोदी जी का दिल बड़ा है, वो तो बुलाएंगे सबको और प्रभु राम का द्वार है, आएंगे तो सद्बुद्धि पाएंगे लोग और इन लोगों को इस वक्त सद्बुद्धि की बहुत आवश्यकता है।
But why is the BJP saying that the India alliance partners have disowned Ram? Let's remind you, in 2007, UPA deposed in the Supreme Court saying that there's no proof of Ram's existence, that it is a mythical character And when they faced the backlash, they withdrew the affidavit to re-examine the entire issue. Ahead of Ram Mandir verdict, Kapil Sibal, then part of the Congress, suggested in court that the order be delayed till after 2019 elections or the BJP will get advantage from it. Meanwhile, Congress Member of Parliament Shashi Tharoor said, no good Hindu wants a temple by destroying a mosque. Let's also look at Congress's allies. RJD's Jagdanand Singh said Ram Mandir is being built on Nafrat ki zameen. When Ramayana TV series were being retelecast during the COVID period in 2020, Congress leader Jyotimani said, poor are struggling but government's priority is airing Ramayana. Then, of course, Akhilesh Yadav's party man, Swami Prasad Maurya, declared that Ram Charitmanas as regressive and orthodox. And if you remember Arvind Kejriwal, he said, वहाँ पर तो कोई अस्पताल होना चाहिए और उनको तो नानी की भी बात याद आई थी कि नानी ने कहा था कि मेरा मंदिर कभी किसी मस्जिद की जमीन पर नहीं बना. So ladies and gentlemen, it brings me to the legitimate question on the news hour tonight. Will India now embrace Sabke Ram? That's the question and that's the debate. Coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate this evening, Gaurav Bhatia, national spokesperson of the BJP, Harshvardhan Tripathi, senior journalist, Waris Pathan, national spokesperson of the AIMIM, Professor Atikur Rahman, political analyst. But my first question goes to Sanjay Jha, suspended Congress leader. And Sanjay Jha, my question to you is, Modi's lived up to his promise. All this while, Modi ji, who started as literally the organizer of the Rath Yatra in 1991, today is at a stage where that dream is being brought to fruition. And look at the manner in which invites have been sent to everybody. I want to ask you, the Congress party and many other political parties in your alliance, which always said talking about Ram was actually communal and they were secular parties, are they in Dharam Sankat today after receiving the invitation?
Navika, not at all. I think the BJP is back to its old, vacuous, crude propaganda using the, what I call as the tool of religion, which is so deeply unfortunate. I mean, but this is standard BJP playbook. I mean, I have always maintained that the BJP is zero in governance. You can see it in the economic growth. You can see it in the way our democratic institutions are running. You can see it in governance. Everything is a blob, right? Today you have a situation, Navika, where Sakshi Malik, an Olympic champion, has said, I abandoned my career as a wrestler representing my country because a sexual predator is somebody whom BJP wants to protect. And we can see how it's getting from bad to worse. An aide of that former president, Mr. Brij Bhushan Singh, has now been made the head. So you can see how there is a mockery of governance. This is a party, Navika, and I keep maintaining that, is politically arrogant, intellectually defunct, and morally absolutely ambiguous. And let me give you an example. The Ram Temple. Can you imagine any political party trying to make capital out of that for electoral purposes? This is a verdict given by the Supreme Court, a unanimous verdict. All parties have accepted it, and I say all parties as in the parties to the dispute have accepted it. All political parties have welcomed it, including the Congress and the other alliance members. Why is the BJP going on and on? And I'll tell you the reason why. Because they know that if they were to actually argue the case for 2024 on economy, jobs, food inflation, governance, abuse of agencies, the way they have passed laws, the entire mishandling of multiple issues of governance, then I think they have nowhere to hide. They have divided our country, and I think everybody knows
says a
that.
man whose party has lost all the elections, or rather the 3 big state elections that they expected to win, and within 2 or 3 weeks of that, you are actually saying that the BJP is a failure. Now, that's very rich coming from you, but Sanjay Jha, let me get in Gaurav Bhatia ji. Gaurav Bhatia ji, Sanjay Jha is saying कि आपने इसको इलेक्शन में यूज किया है और आप अपना vacuous propaganda कर रहे हैं. I want to ask you, if the opposition leaders were not invited, they would have said that they have hijacked. And they said this. They said this when the Ram Janmabhoomi Pujan was taking place. They said Modi has hijacked it. It's not his temple. Now that invites have gone to everybody, they say it's propaganda. And then they say that this is being used because you have nothing else. So this is your latest tool for elections. Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, please respond.
Navika, Jai Siya Ram to all the viewers and the panelists here, and Jai Shri Ram to you as well. And I'll tell you why. It's a very defining moment for our country. It shows two very specific things that stand out. Do you know what those two things are? One is the power of faith and tolerance of 1 billion plus Hindus. Power of faith and tolerance. Why do I use the word tolerance? Everybody reveres Lord Rama. The Hindu community had to wait for around 500 years. After independence also we were waiting. But then patience didn't run out. Such is the faith of the Hindu community in Lord Rama. Second is the majesty of law. Navika, when every Hindu desired from within that a huge magnificent temple should come in Ayodhya, never did they think about any incitement. They waited for the unanimous judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court delivered by 5 judges. And then, now today we can say that the Ram Mandir is coming following the path of Maryada Purushottam Ram. Second, I think Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji is a man today whose epitome of being the tallest but with humility. And I say this with utmost responsibility. आज रोंदू फूफी संजय झा आके क्या कहते हैं ये मायने नहीं रखता है. मायने ये रखता है कि नरेंद्र मोदी जी and the entire committee that has been constituted to see the consecration function has invited Sonia Gandhi ji and Kharge ji as well. That shows that we might have different opinion or views in the political arena, but when something historic is happening, the opposition will not be forgotten. Third, Congress party today should atone its sins. It should introspect. And I say this again with some responsibility because it is the Congress party which said Lord Rama is a fictional character. They were the ones through Kapil Sibal in the Honorable Supreme Court said the matter should be deferred, adjourned after the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. And Sanjay Jha talks about the BJP. I take a lot of pride. One party that had it in its manifesto that a magnificent Ram temple will be constructed was Bharatiya Janata Party. Every 5-year elections used to take place, manifesto had that. The vision of Arjun, we knew what we wanted. Second, 4 state governments sacrificed for this cause because this cause is bigger than any election. And third, in the Supreme Court, I was privy to what happened. I must tell you that UP government under Yogi Adityanath ji ensured translation of around 40,000 pages from Hindi to English so that the hearing could be expedited. This is a small contribution of Shri Narendra Modi ji, the Bharatiya Janata Party, and every kar sevak. Some of them even gave their life for the cause. It is truly a memorable occasion for all of us.
Well, let me ask you, Sanjay Jha. Sanjay Jha, you say the BJP uses it for propaganda. May I remind you, 1989, Rajiv Gandhi, when the temple locks were opened, used it to his advantage for the elections at that time. Have you forgotten that that was his main election plank? have you forgotten that Mr. Rahul Gandhi in 2016, just ahead of the 2017 elections in Uttar Pradesh, also visited Ayodhya and called on the powers of Lord Ram to bless him with a victory in Uttar Pradesh? You're the last party that should be actually calling other people names for using this issue for politics.
Okay, Navika, let me answer you very quickly. I'm a practicing Hindu. I'm a Brahmin, if I can say that, and I practice that as my private belief. I don't think that is something I would ever like to use in my public life or my politics. Point number one. Point number two. Gaurav Bhatia, my dear friend, keeps talking about we had it in the manifesto. But Gaurav Bhatia, are you trying to tell me that your political party was aware what the Supreme Court will pass in its verdict on the dispute? Were you aware of it? If you were, kindly make that statement. It will be of tremendous value for all of us to, investigate as to what the judgment was all about. Is that what you're alluding? Therefore, please have the humility and the decency to accept that you are today hijacking politically a legal verdict given by the Supreme Court of India. That is the hard truth. And the Congress party, Navika, always took a clear stand that we will honor the verdict of the
Very rich again, Gaurav Bhatia. In 1989, it was the district court which said opening of the temple locks should be done. Did not Rajiv Gandhi hijack the issue at that time?
Congress claimed credit.
Navika, all I can tell you is...
See, Navika, this happens when you turn yourself into a complete psychopath. The voice of reason doesn't convince you anymore. Sanjay Jha, can I make my point?
Yeah, please.
Sanjay Jha needs to know. Nobody knows what the Supreme Court verdict would be. But yes, as Bharatiya Janata Party, as a party, and the government in the state of UP and the central government as well, ensured that no stone remains unturned to get the verdict as soon as possible. The hearing takes place, and now even the construction, look at the pace of the construction. We ensure that the committee functions under the supervision of the people deputed there. And I must tell you, Sanjay bhai, aaj boliye kas ke, mandir wahi banayenge, tarikh nahi batayenge. Navika, today they cannot use sarcasm for us because they know mandir wahi banayenge, तारीख भी बताएंगे और सोनिया गांधी और खड़गे जी को भी बुलाएंगे. And I must tell you, if you talk about private life and as a very devout Hindu, it is your personal matter. जब हज सब्सिडी हो रही थी ना, वो भी पर्सनल मैटर था. कांग्रेस की सरकार ने हजारों करोड़ रुपया हज सब्सिडी के लिए दिया फ्रॉम द एक्सचेकर. तब आपने नहीं बोला वो पर्सनल मैटर है. कुरान जब नमाज पढ़ते हैं रोड पे, then it is not a personal matter. So first read the constitution, read the article 14 which talks about equality before law. Sanjay bhai, don't get rattled. मंदिर वहीं बनाएंगे, तारीख भी बताएंगे और तुमको भी बुलाएंगे.
Well, let me
मंदिर वहीं बनाएंगे.
वारिस पठान जी, कांग्रेस अपने आप को सेक्युलर कहती है. They always say they are secular. They always come out and say that, faith is a private matter. But can they deny that they have used the same Ram Mandir for their own politics? Have they forgotten 1989? And today, when they accuse the BJP, are they really in a situation where they can do that? And the invitation that has gone out to Sonia Gandhi, has that put her in a dharam sankat?
Well, Navika, 2 points here. First thing, the Congress and the BJP, they are two sides of the same coin. We have been saying this and I reiterate today again. Why I say? Because the BJP is trying to polarize the situation prior to the 2024 elections by racking up the issue that they are making the Ram temple. They are playing with the feelings of our Hindu brothers and sisters, saying they are making. Actually, it is on the basis of the Supreme Court judgment. And let me tell you, let me remind the nation that had there been the mosque on that day when the Supreme Court gave the judgment would have been totally different, because the Supreme Court has clearly stated there was no evidence to show that a temple was destroyed to build a mosque, and there is no evidence to show that some murtis were recovered from the basis of the masjid. So the judgment was based on the basis of Asta. This was said unanimously by the Honorable Supreme Court. Under Article 142, they have passed the order, the judgment. And now what wrong? Now the other side coming to the Congress person. You rightly said the Congress wants 90% of the Muslims to vote for them. But now they are feeling proud. And they are going before the nation and saying on every television channel also that yes, Rajiv Gandhi opened the locks of the Babri Masjid and that is why they are claiming credit out of it. Let me remind them, Navika, that it was because of them the locks were opened, and after that all of a sudden they say Murti Prakat ho gayi, and then what we all saw, the black day in the democracy of our country, 6 December, when the Babri Masjid, our Babri Masjid was martyred. They demolished it. They filed an affidavit before the Honorable Court. But nothing happened then. Now also they are not stooping. They are stooping so low that pending a matter sub judice in the Supreme Court, which was to be heard on 9th of January, they go for a matter saying that we want to survey the other place. Why you want to have a survey? That is why we said when the places of worship in 1991 was made, that time we were apprehending that these things would wreck up. Now again they want to take the entire nation to the Babri era. Kindly keep quiet. You will get your turn, Mr. Gaurav Bhatia. You can spread as much lies and canards as you want to. But now the nation and the viewers are very much aware about what is going on in your mind. What do you want to bring about? Champat Rai ji said that we don't want to invite Advani and Murli Manohar Joshi. He said so. He said don't come there. What you are saying about inviting the others? And as per I am concerned, एक बार जहाँ मस्जिद थी, मस्जिद है, ता कयामत तक हमारी मस्जिद वहीं पर रहेगी. This is what I mean. We don't want a small piece of our land to build a mosque. See, on a Friday
Supreme Court, and what does the barrister Asaduddin Owaisi's belief that this country should run by constitution, of which the Supreme Court is an integral part. What does your party have to say about that? आप Supreme Court के खिलाफ जाएंगे?
I still say and reiterate the words of the Honorable Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Justice Verma. He said Supreme Court is supreme but not infallible. I have a right to respectfully disagree with the order passed by the courts for the survey as well. You cannot take away my right. This right is guaranteed to me by the...
Nobody is taking away your right to express yourself. पर आप कह रहे हैं वहाँ मस्जिद थी, मस्जिद है और मस्जिद तक कयामत रहेगी. वहाँ मस्जिद नहीं है ना अब तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने राम मंदिर बनने की इजाजत दे दी है. There is a Ram Mandir that is coming up. The Pran Pratishtha is happening. Why are you in denial is the question I want to ask. Gaurav Bhatia, why is Mr. Waris Pathan in denial of the facts?
Because I say the day when the judgment was delivered by the Honorable Supreme Court...
I don't blame Mr. Waris Pathan. He is a spokesperson of a party whose head, Asaduddin Owaisi, had said, Navika, on the date when this unanimous verdict was delivered by the Supreme Court, that it's a black day. Now, supposedly, I am not sure, but Asaduddin Owaisi claims to be a barrister. But he has not read the constitution of our country. He doesn't even know. You may say that a particular verdict is a verdict which you disagree with, but you cannot cast aspersions on the judiciary. And अगर आप कयामत कह रहे हैं, तो आप कयामत से कयामत तक देखिए. मैं आपको बता दूं, कयामत से इनायत तक भव्य राम मंदिर बना है और भव्य राम मंदिर ही वहां पहले था. इसलिए मुझे पता है वारिस भाई, जख्म थोड़े गहरे हैं, ये भरने में हो सकता है समय लगे. मुंगेरी लाल के हसीन सपने आप रखिए. अभी तो काशी और मथुरा भी चल रहा है, तो थोड़ा तैयार रहिएगा कि आगे क्या होगा. बट कमिंग बैक टू द मूड पॉइंट, नाविका, रोम जो है वो राम के सामने झुकेगा. रोम भगवान राम के सामने झुकेगा, ये हमें यकीन है. पीपल हु सेड that Lord Rama is a fictional character have got a befitting reply now, and I'm sure that better sense would prevail on them to not hurt the sentiments of the Hindu community and to give respect to Lord Rama.
Let me get in Mr. Harshvardhan Tripathi. Mr. Harshvardhan Tripathi. Waris bhai.
Invited. Navika, fact check.
Okay, what's the fact check? What's the fact check?
Advani ji have been invited. Fact check.
Absolutely, Mr. Advani has been invited. There are pictures out there. There are pictures out there. VHP head Ramlal ji, all have gone and invited him. So Waris Pathan ji, if you are saying that Advani ji is not invited, you are factually incorrect. But Harshvardhan Tripathi ji, सवाल आज ये है कि जब
से चंपत राय said so, it was viral before the entire nation.
Okay. All right.
अरे उसके बाद हुआ है ना, आपको नहीं पता है, अपडेट करिए अपना, वायरस लग गया है सॉफ्टवेयर में।
Well, let me get in हर्षवर्धन त्रिपाठी जी। हर्षवर्धन त्रिपाठी जी, जो लोग कहते थे कि बीजेपी ने नारा बनाया है मंदिर वहीं बनाएंगे, तारीख नहीं बताएंगे, अब तारीख आ गई तो सब सकते में है। दूसरी बात, पहले कहते थे जब फाउंडेशन स्टोन रखी गई थी 2020 में, तो कहते थे प्रधानमंत्री का ये कोई पर्सनल प्रोजेक्ट तो है नहीं, व्हाई इज ही गोइंग नाउ। जब प्राण प्रतिष्ठा होनी है तो सबको बुलाया गया है, हर पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के अध्यक्ष को बुलाया गया है। अरविंद केजरीवाल जो कहते थे कि कभी मंदिर वहां नहीं बन सकता जहां मस्जिद गिरी हो, नानी ने उनको बताया है, तो वो भी, उनको भी इनवाइट गया है। इनवाइट उनको भी गया है जो राम को मिथिकल कैरेक्टर बताते थे। अब ये इनविटेशन एक्सेप्ट करेंगे या अब ये धर्म संकट में पड़ गए हैं?
नविका जी, धर्म संकट तो बड़ा हो गया है और मुझे तो वारिस भाई के ऊपर अब थोड़ा सा दया आ रही, गुस्सा नहीं आ रहा है। देखिए, दो ही तरीके हैं नविका जी, या तो हम जिस धर्म उपासना पद्धति आस्था को मानते हैं उसके आधार पर चलें या संविधान के आधार पर चलें। इस्लाम बहुत स्पष्ट कहता है कि किसी भी पूजा स्थल को तोड़कर अगर कोई मस्जिद बनाई गई है तो उस मस्जिद में जो भी आप नमाज अता करेंगे, कुछ और करेंगे, वो अल्लाह को स्वीकार नहीं होगी, नंबर 1। तो वारिस भाई से मैं कहूंगा पहले तो कुरान ठीक से पढ़ें, इस्लाम पढ़ें, और जो लोग अयोध्या के हैं वो जानते हैं। वारिस भाई तो बड़ा दूर रहते हैं, इनको पता होता है नहीं, हम तो वहीं के हैं ना, हम तो प्रजा है इसलिए हम जानते हैं। वारिस भाई आपके बीच में नहीं बोला, मुझे पूरा कर लीजिए। वहां हर कोई जो बाबरी मस्जिद जाता है वो बाबरी मस्जिद के नाम से नहीं जानता है, वो जन्मभूमि मस्जिद कहता था। मुझे लगता है अयोध्या जाके कम से कम इन लोगों को, जो नेताजी लोग टीवी पर आते हैं, उनको थोड़ा जानना चाहिए, क्योंकि हम तो बगल के, हम तो जानते हैं। अब दूसरा आता है कि अगर आप अपने धर्म उपासना को नहीं मानते हैं तो कहेंगे क्या हम आधुनिक नागरिक हैं, तो हम मानेंगे संविधान को। संविधान
आने वाले बच्चों को भी बताएंगे
या तो सर्वोच्च न्यायालय और या संसद। सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने बाकायदा निर्णय दिया, न्यायालय से होकर उच्च न्यायालय से लेकर फिर सर्वोच्च न्यायालय तक। अब अगर ये दोनों नहीं मान रहे तो ये क्या है? कम्युनल हैं, ये फासिस्ट हैं, ये देश विरोधी हैं, क्योंकि जो सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के
पार्लियामेंट के कानून को मानते हो क्या?
कम्युनल है।
तुम मानते हो क्या प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट 1991 को? नहीं मानते आप, क्यों नहीं मानते उसको?
इसके आगे समझिए,
तुम तो पहले मान लो प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट 1991 एग्जिस्टेंस में अभी भी, आज भी।
अब जिन लोगों ने वहां शौचालय से लेकर विश्वविद्यालय तक खुलवाने की कोशिश की, अब उनका संकट आप समझिए।
झूठ बोलते,
राम का भव्य मंदिर बन रहा है और जिनको आप कहते थे
तुमको बीजेपी से
वजह से हो, राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक संघ भारतीय जनता पार्टी को क्यों कम्युनल कहा जाता था? इसीलिए कहते थे ना कि वो राम के लिए लड़ रहे थे, राम मंदिर के लिए लड़ रहे थे।
देश में नफरत फैलाने
कैसे ये पार्टियां जाएं,
संविधान को
वहां जाकर उस असली संकट ये है, और संकट का चरम देखना हो तो वारिस
संविधान पे चलाएंगे, तुम्हारी आस्था पे चलाएंगे तो फिर मेरी आस्था पे भी चलाओ। मेरी आस्था का क्या होगा? मेरी आस्था का क्या? मेरी आस्था का क्या? मेरी आस्था वो मस्जिद।
गौरव भाटिया जी, इनकी आस्था का क्या? पहले तो आप ये फैसला कर दीजिए,
हमारी आस्था का क्या करेंगे? चलो
देखिए नाविका जी, अगर आज की कोई टैगलाइन होती वारिस भाई को देखने के बाद, तो वो यही होती, कहीं सूजन कहीं पूजन। तो कहीं तो पूजन हो रहा है, कहीं सूजन आ रही है। अरे आस्था की बात आप करेंगे? Your name, party name has the word Muslimin, which is anti-constitutional.
कहीं झूठ, कहीं फरेब।
Don't shout, don't shout.
झूठ, धोखा, फरेब। इसका नाम है बीजेपी।
वारिस भाई अच्छा नहीं लग रहा।
झूठ,
आपकी बारी आएगी, आपकी बारी
आवाज पहुंचना चाहिए दिल्ली तक।
बोलिएगा, मैं बोल लूं, मैं अपनी बात बोल लूं।
तुम्हारा तो वक्त है, हमारा दौर आएगा।
मौका है
तुम्हारा, अगर वक्त है गौरव भाटिया, तो हमारा दौर आएगा।
ओके, जब तक आपका दौर आएगा तब तक थोड़ी से इत्मीनान से बैठे और गौरव भाटिया जी का रिस्पॉन्स सुनने।
धन्यवाद। सी वारिस भाई should realize, he said हमारे फेथ का क्या, हमारी आस्था का क्या। पहले तो he is a lawyer, he has a degree, but I don't think he's a practicing lawyer. He doesn't even know the verdict given by the Supreme Court wasn't given on the basis of faith. आस्था पे नहीं दिया गया था.
On basis
there was
of
cogent evidence, very credible statements and ASI report. And then a unanimous verdict came. वारिस भाई जजमेंट पढ़िएगा। दूसरा, आपका फेथ है क्या? नाम में आपके मुस्लिमीन आता है, सर तन से जुदा को आप ठीक बताते हैं, हम लोगों को आप काफिर बताते हैं। एंड आपको मैं बता रहा हूं, आपने गणपति बप्पा मोरया बोल दिया था, 2 साल तक गायब हो गए थे आप। अब आप मुझे बताइए, how can you believe in secularism when you can't believe in other religions which prevail in the country? आप गायब थे। और सुनिए, आपने कहा था 15 करोड़ है, 100 करोड़ पे भारी है। और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि आप ऐसे
Well, I only want to ask this. You know, this debate on the entire issue has been settled by the Supreme Court. तो वारिस पठान जी, इस पर तो आप अगर अभी इत्मीनान से बैठे तो ही सही है। I am only asking that there is an attempt that is being made to get everybody together to try and remove the feeling of walls between people, and everybody is being invited in terms of a representative invitation list. Atikur Rahman, you know, should this not be welcomed? And those who suddenly begin to think that this is about propaganda, have they not done propaganda in the past? Has this not been an issue of politics? Communal versus secular, the two most abused word in Indian politics. Haven't they seen their origin only on this Ram Mandir issue? Atikur Rahman, today, should not we turn a new leaf and look at life from here onwards?
Thank you, Navika ji. Navika ji, so there are some arguments which are sacrosanct, and there are some arguments which wish to be dumped into the dustbin. What you earlier said is a sacrosanct argument, that is, we are discussing the inauguration of Maryada Purushottam Lord Sri Ram. Now, may I understand from you or some other panelist, what is common between Maryada Purushottam Ram and the BJP? This BJP is a party which harbors rapists. They harbor all corrupt elements. They compromise on the constitution, on the federal principles. So I do not understand what is common between Maryada Purushottam Sri Ram and the BJP. Besides this, I am thankful to Harshvardhan ji, who enlightened me today that of course Islam does not permit that you desecrate a religious place upon which you constitute your own religious place and pray, but Hindutva allows that you desecrate a mosque, but you can have a Bhavya Ram Mandir on it. So political parties, at least Navika ji, why I do not understand, are inviting or not inviting each other. It should be a common invite, and at least the parliamentary oath which the Prime Minister has taken, that he will be acting as a representative of the people of India, not the representative of the Hindutva forces, he should not attend the ceremony.
हर्षवर्धन त्रिपाठी जी, इनका दर्द कुछ और ही है। ये सोनिया गांधी जी जाएंगी कि नहीं जाएंगी और धर्म संकट की बात नहीं कह रहे, ये तो कह रहे हैं मोदी जी को भी नहीं जाना चाहिए। अब इनका दर्द कहाँ जाएगा, क्या करेंगे?
नहीं, नविका जी, मैं तो बड़ा आश्चर्यचकित हूँ। अतिकुर रहमान जी कह रहे हैं कि मंदिर भी तोड़कर नहीं बन सकता। बिल्कुल नहीं बन सकता है मंदिर। कभी किसी दुनिया के किसी हिस्से में अगर आपने सुना हो कि किसी ने मस्जिद तोड़कर बनाया हो? लेकिन क्या अतीकुर रहमान जी, आप तो स्कॉलर हैं, क्या आप अयोध्या, काशी, मथुरा और उसके बाद तो बड़ी लंबी सूची है, कहां कहां बताएं? कहीं आपको लगता है कि ये मस्जिद ऐसे इस तरह से दीवार के बीच में से घुसाकर बना दी गई हो? कैसे मंदिर के बीच में चली गई? और क्या आप नहीं जानते हैं कि उसको जन्मभूमि मस्जिद कहा जाता था?
अरे भाई,
क्यों
अयोध्या
जन्मभूमि मस्जिद कहा
जजमेंट की
जाता था?
बात करिए।
तो मुझे लगता है कि पहली बात तो ये
अयोध्या जजमेंट की बात
दूसरी बात कहां लिखा हुआ है संविधान में कि भारत का प्रधानमंत्री राम के मंदिर पहला
कोई मंदिर नहीं गिराया गया।
मैं आपको जवाब दे रहा हूं आपकी बात में।
टेंपल वाज डेमोलिश्ड टू बिल्ड द बाबरी मस्जिद।
आप और वारिस पठान दोनों लोग बोल रहे हैं जब दूसरा बोल रहा है, ये अच्छी बात नहीं।
टेंपल वाज डेमोलिश्ड।
मैं आपकी बात सुन रहा हूं।
नाविका जी,
मैं आपका जवाब दे रहा हूं। संविधान में कहां लिखा है कि जो प्रधानमंत्री पद की शपथ लेगा वो भगवान राम के मंदिर निर्माण कार्यक्रम में नहीं जाएगा? संविधान के पहले पन्ने राम दरबार है या नहीं है? हमारे संविधान निर्माता हमारे उन्होंने तय किया, और ये झूठ बोलना देश के सामने बंद कीजिए। फ्रॉड
में कहां लिखा है कि राम मंदिर को तोड़ा
फ्रॉड
गया?
सेक्युलरिज्म मत बताइए। राम मंदिर के निर्माण में हर व्यक्ति जाएगा, आपको भी आना चाहिए।
Well, no, he is not plotting the issue. The judgment was dissected absolutely in detail in 2019. If you want to go back 500 years, we can continue to do that. I'm saying that
temple was demolished.
That stage is now past. It is behind us. The Supreme Court has given its verdict. But I want to pick up. I want to pick up a soundbite. A soundbite when a reporter asked a question to senior Congress leader Sonia Gandhi in Parliament today on whether she had got the invite and whether she was going to go to the Ram Mandir. Please listen in.
Ma'am, have you received the invite for Ram Mandir Consecration ceremony, ma'am? Ma'am, have you received the invite for Ram Mandir Consecration ceremony, ma'am?
Gaurav Bhatia. Sonia Gandhi ji didn't respond. Did she not respond because she didn't want to, or do you think everybody is being a little guarded because dharam sankat hai?
Navika, I don't blame her. The kind of hatred the Gandhi Parivar and the Congress Party has shown towards the ethos of Hinduism and Hindutva. Rahul Gandhi saying Hindutva is bad, evil. So therefore, all these responses are very well expected. But I must tell you that very recently it was a victory of our ideology, the victory of the Hindutva ideology, when during the Ram Leela ceremony, Sonia Gandhi ji was seen holding a Ramcharitmanas. What does it show? That if you are tenacious, you have perseverance, and you are aiming for something, don't give it up, and everything falls in place. I must tell my friend Waris Pathan and another scholar who is here that our constitution doesn't bar any person from following his own religion, even if he is holding a constitutional post, because the oath itself starts with the words that मैं ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूँ. So in our secularism, the ethos of any religion are also imbibed, and thus Narendra Modi ji, as a devout Hindu who has always taken forward the cause of a Ram Mandir, is definitely the best person to be present and take part in the consecration ceremony. Last but not the least, let me also tell you, I don't want to put them to shame. Narendra Modi ji and other BJP leaders have donated for the Ram Mandir. Ask how much has Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi donated? Zilch, zero. So therefore, Navika, when you are being invited, be graceful. If there is humility on our part, there should be grace on your part. Don't try to make it a bitter matter. Just if you've been invited, be graceful and attend. Thank you.
Well, Sanjay Jha, why is the Congress party speaking in different voices? Sonia Gandhi doesn't respond. Manikam Tagore comes out and says, we are saving the democracy, we'll talk about Ram. कोई सीधा जवाब क्यों नहीं दे रहा? Why is Ram such a big question mark?
नाविका जी, मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगा कि आज आपके प्रोग्राम पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी के राष्ट्रीय प्रवक्ता ने तो खुलेआम बता दिया हम सब लोगों को, आपके दर्शकों ने सुना है कि अब इनका जो इरादा है, इनका मकसद क्या है कि अब वही जो कहते हैं ना विभाजक जो राजनीति है, उनका आंख लग चुका है काशी और मथुरा में। ये देखिए, मजहब का सियासत करना ही भाजपा जानती है, वो देश को तोड़ने का। अंग्रेजों से इन्होंने सीखा ना, डिवाइड एंड रूल। ये जानते हैं कि यदि समाज को तोड़े तो इनको यहाँ पर जीतने का मौका मिलता है। यही उद्देश्य है।
If it was their agenda to make these temples, where the mosques are, they wouldn't be in courts today, Sanjay Jha. So I think we should be responsible enough to leave these matters which are currently sub judice for the courts to take a call on. That's how the Ram Mandir is being built, and that's how any future disputes will be settled through legal process. And Sanjay Jha, that is why whataboutery certainly doesn't answer the question on why all political parties in the opposition are on the back foot. They never expected to be invited, and when they have been invited, they are clearly in a dilemma. Why? Only they can answer, despite being Janeudharis as well as Shiv Bhakt. Leave it at that for the moment. Thank you very much to my panelists for joining me on